Hi, my name is Gary Dillon, and this is my Module 7 City project, Food, Water, and Energy for Christchurch, New Zealand. A big part of New Zealand's economy from its founding has been in cattle and sheep raising. Uh, for a country with only 5 million people, it has quite a bit of cattle. It has 10 million cattle and 26 million sheep. And the methane that they produce has become pretty controversial in New Zealand over the past few years because methane has a global warming impact that's 84 times higher than carbon dioxide over a 20-year period, which makes it particularly troublesome with respect to climate change. And it's a big part of the economy in New Zealand. So any kind of legislation surrounding it has a lot of blowback. A few years ago, New Zealand's government passed a law taxing the production of methane, which would really adversely affect farmers. And they have been trying to pass it for about 20 years. They finally passed it, but they haven't implemented it yet. It was supposed to go into effect at the end of 2024, but now they pushed it back again now another year, and now it's slated to go into effect in 2025, at the end of 2025, and farmers will have to pay for the methane that's produced by their sheep and cattle. It's produced quite a bit of protest, including in Christchurch as well. Farmers marched right through the city center on horseback, and it got quite a bit of media attention. It was there were nationwide protests in Auckland and Wellington as well as Christchurch. So and also at Parliament. So it got a lot of media attention throughout New Zealand. But this also came at a time that emissions from cows were also on the rise. In 2019, stats showed that emissions from cattle rose another 3%. So it's a growing problem, and they're trying to address it with this methane tax. Another way that the government is trying to address it is through carbon credits. They're trying to use carbon credits to encourage sheep and cattle farmers to plant pine forests where their farmland is now, and then they can get carbon credits, which they can either sell or swap, meaning that they can emit carbon somewhere else because they have these carbon credits from planting these pine forest trees. And that is a solution that the government is trying to push. It is gaining popularity amongst sheep and cattle farmers, but obviously there's still a lot of work to do because it's just such a big part of the culture there in New Zealand. Like I said, 5 million people compared to 30, 40 million livestock. I mean, you could see why it would be such a big part of the economy. And also, an interesting fact that I came across was that in the 1980s, sheep outnumbered humans more than 20 to 1 in New Zealand, which was the peak of the sheep to human ratio being that high. But yeah, it's just a big part of the economy there, and it's going to be very hard to sell these farmers, I think, in the near term on paying these taxes on the methane that their livestock produce. But the carbon credit plan would probably maybe expanding it would probably be the best way forward for the government to tackle this problem. And that was everything. Thank you.